of the trade, there's a place we all know, where stories spill like paint and the real talk flows. Baz and Sean bring the banter again. Welcoming all to the Decorators Den. It's the life of a painter, the grit and the strain, the laughter, the learning, the pride and the pain. From pricing and burnout to jobs that go wrong, every tale finds a rhythm, every struggle a song. New starters, old hands, voices mixing within, sharing truth like color in a freshly opened tin. They talk craft, talk care, talk the weight of the day, talk the mind and the mess, and the art in the trade. And when work feels heavy or you've hit your limit again, you'll find comfort and company in the Decorators Den. So raise your brushes and stories, let the chorus begin. You're never alone in the Decorators Den.
Hello, welcome to the Decorators Den Podcast with Baz and Sean. We are proudly sponsored by Nap and Bristle Decorating Supplies. Go and visit their website at www.napandbristle.co.uk.
And it's actually the Decorators Den podcast this week with Baz and Sean's as a plural, because this week we are joined by Sean Nolan from Nolan Decorating. He's from Dublin, Ireland. He's already actually been on the podcast on the Halloween episode, so you can go back and check that out. Sean has amassed about 6,500 followers across our socials. He's also the winner of Fleetwood Paint's Get Creative Award, and is a Q1 and Paint Warrior ambassador. How are you, Sean, mate?
Good, man. Good. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pure fucking pleasure,
absolute
mate.
pleasure. Yeah,
we're gonna to set some like ground rules here. It's gonna, for you, Baz, it's gonna be like Sean 1 and Sean 2, or Sean L and Sean
yeah,
N,
like
or
fucking
something
bananas in pyjamas. Fucking banana 1 and banana 2 over here.
Exactly. But see, so before we move on, mate, the Fleetwood Paint Get Creative Award. Obviously, Fleetwood is it's an Irish paint brand, isn't it? We don't get it out here.
Yeah.
So what's the Get Creative Award? Is it?
So what it was it was an upcycle challenge.
Right.
Yeah. So what it is, I took a pair of old IKEA drawers I seen in the skip.
Right.
Took them out and had to use all Fleetwood products. So I did it all dark green, and then I did like gold leafing on the drawers and changed the handles and all that sort of stuff.
Green and gold, a typical Irishman.
Speaking of which, actually, I find, Sean, with your background, it's a bit uneven here. So I'm just going to grab one thing.
Oh, I'm going to put my head in front of that Rangers.
He's got his props.
Just going to place this here. And there's a few books I'll send over.
I mean, well, I know that I came prepared and all, but
just even out the score.
It's the Old Firm special, so it is. That should definitely get the numbers up for this episode, by the way. So how's your week's been, boys, before we get into some questions?
Well, mine's been hectic. Do you know when you go into a job that, what would you say, it's, bog standard, there should be no issues, and then there's loads of issues?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what happened to me this week. A returning customer, like a lovely lady, and I'm just doing oak doors to white, but the brackets they have in the windows, all the screw heads are completely shot.
Oh, for fuck's
So you
sake.
can't even get them off. Fucking nightmare.
So are you drilling them out and replacing the screws, or are you just taping them up and cracking them on?
No, just taking them off because she's getting new blinds put in. But anytime I'm trying to screw it, it works on, it's a Phillips. Well, it was a Phillips. I'm using a flathead trying to get on it. But every sec is taking like half an hour.
Aye, exactly.
Fucking disaster.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
you
about
don't
yourself,
need
Baz?
that. Yeah, been a good week. What have I been on? I don't know what I've been on.
You've been working this week?
I've been working. I can't remember what I've been on.
Well, I'll tell you what I've been on while you've got a chance of thinking about it. I've finished my wigwams project, so from a holiday park that I normally do work for. So I'm totally finished it. I finished it on Thursday, and I had Friday off as a wee day off to do some invoices, do some quotes. I basically had a lazy day on Friday, not today.
Yeah. No, that's what I've been on this week. So basically, I did kitchen, living room, and hall stairs and landing because. So I think it was about 2 years ago now. I did a son's house when he first moved in, and you know that Egyptian cotton video that I've got on my TikTok.
Aye.
So that was that house, and then obviously she's gone, oh, get you in to do man. That was 2
Right.
years ago. But yeah, finally did that. It was all nice and simple.
I seen you uploading a video on your TikTok the day about sand and filler the customer had done for you. Was that a recent video?
That was an old one, that.
Oh, that was an old video?
Yeah.
Alright.
I saw it and I thought, I'm going to upload that again. Because it didn't get enough views. I thought, it deserves more views, that.
Usually they types of videos do quite well.
Yeah. Do you know what though as well? If there's any DIY enthusiasts watching, don't fill yourself. Just
don't even touch anything yourself.
Just let the decorator do it.
And
He'll sort it.
And Sean, I seen you were on your TikTok this maybe going back 2 or 3 weeks. You did a kind of Shining inspired room, or you had Shining.
Yeah, that's
it was very Shining style, wasn't it?
What was it? Mirrored ceiling, and it was like a blood red or orange walls. What was
it? Was like it was the orange out of the carpet in the Shining.
Right.
But that was at home here. So we're starting to do each room. Yeah. So it was the walk-in wardrobe.
Minted.
So, yeah, no, it was class. And I wanted to do the mirrors, so it's kind of gave it like it opens it up. It kind of gives a kind of weary feel
Makes it
as
feel
well.
like a bigger space, doesn't it?
Plus, if you're going to do something at home, being a painter and decorator, you hate to do something bold.
Yeah, innit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do you know what though? As well, I always say considering I'm a decorator, I'm dead boring in my own house. I don't like going bold. I'm not brave enough for all that.
So if anybody's wanting to see that Shining inspired walk-in wardrobe, follow Sean on his socials. It's Nolan Decorating. I think it's Nolan Decorating on every platform.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So Shining inspired room is pretty fucking special, if you ask me.
I was saying to Sean Little, last week, it would have been alright putting them mirrors up in bedroom, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you were saying that, and then what did Sean say? And Sean says, was it in the bathroom? I was like, you wouldn't be looking at yourself having a shy.
Well, I think I seen somebody doing something like that in a bathroom, but it was like I think it was maybe even Kev, the paint warrior, that he sprayed a ceiling.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he wrote that when he did the black gloss.
And he when he did it with his camera, it was like a mirror. So, and I thought, being a shite and being able to look at your ceiling like that.
Yeah, it was. I think it was black gloss ceiling he did.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
He's quite good at stuff like that, Ken. So.
Oh yeah.
Right, Sean. We normally like to start off the guests with a wee quick fire round. So. It's just 20 quick fire questions. It's just the first answer that comes to your head. Are you ready? Which is not one of the questions.
Okay.
Painter or decorator?
Decorator.
Powder or ready mix?
Oh, ready mix.
Ladder or hop up?
Ladder.
Favourite brush?
Badger. 2.5 inch.
Oh, you answered the
2.5.
question really fast. Laser, spirit level, plumb line.
I'm the old school spirit level.
Spirit level. Most important thing in your lunchbox. Don't say a can of Guinness.
Most important thing in my lunchbox, my phone charger.
Interior or exterior?
Oh, interior.
Oil-based or water-based?
I'm still oil.
Left-handed or right-handed?
Left-handed.
One tool you'd cry if you lost?
Calcun.
Sand by hand or whip out the sander?
Oh, sander.
Marker or fez tool?
Merca.
What's worse, runs or roller lines?
I think roller lines.
Mask up or cut in freehand?
Oh, cutting freehand.
Dust sheets or fancy protection?
Fancy protection. Q1.
Of course. Synthetic or pure?
I don't know.
Right? I don't know it's a valid answer. Ladders or scaffolding?
Scaffolded. Well, it depended.
Paint with silk or stripped wood chip?
I think the wood chip.
And the final question, and widely regarded as the hardest question, Baz or Sean?
See, that's a tough one because you love Star Wars, but you're a Hun, so happy Baz.
I can keep my hand like that.
You love Star Wars, but you're fucking Scottish.
I believe what he said was, I love Star Wars, but you're a Hun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Just say Baz then, it'll be really easy to just say.
Yeah.
You'll be cancelled now. I lose all my followers.
Do you know what? It's probably the first Baz that we've had that isn't, oh well, I'm winning, or da. Alright then, I'll go Baz. No,
It's
it's an absolute pleasure to have you on. So, would you like to introduce yourself and tell people who don't know who you are a little bit about yourself and whereabout in Dublin? Oh, whereabout in Ireland / Dublin are you from, and what it was like?
So I'm Sean Nolan from Nolan Decorating, based in Dublin, Ireland. I'm paint decorating ever since I say a kid. You know, the summers with the family, because we were a family business, but Nolan Decorating is my own little baby. So growing up was good. School was hard. I don't know if you know that, but I'm dyslexic, so I had to go to a special. Yeah, that's why I had to go to a special school growing up. Couldn't do mainstream school. School wasn't the easiest. I got bullied, obviously, with being dyslexic and stuff like that. And then when I was in the special school, that's for like 3 years, and then you go back to mainstream.
right.
So when I went back to mainstream school, it was hard, like definitely hard trying to get back in the swing of things. A lot of teachers, and this is only going back, I don't know, like 2000, 2006, 2000, this isn't going back to the 90s, but even back then, when you went back to the mainstream, I don't think they still understood the whole thing about being dyslexic. Like, they were still getting you to read in front of the class and stuff like that, and then the bullying happened because you'd be there fucking for ages trying to say a word.
And how old are you, mate? Are you younger?
How old am I now?
Aye.
34.
Right, aye, because
How old? 24?
I was 34.
34.
Because obviously, me being dyslexic as well, like that, I resonate with a lot of what you said there. Like, seeing to read in front of a class, or like even maybe no standing up in front of the class, but say everybody gets a book put down in front of their desk, and Mary has to read her part, and John has to read his part, and it gets into the table.
Yeah.
And then you're so nervous, and it's almost like it's building up that you're like, oh shit, and then you look like a fucking idiot because you can't read what's written down there in front of you.
Yeah.
But yet, if I was to tell you to stand up in front of the class and just speak about something that you're passionate about, like speak about Celtic, for example, you'd be able to stand there and speak for 30 minutes without missing a beat. But see if you had to stand up there and read something about Celtic or what something.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's impossible for you. So I totally understand where you're coming from with this, the dyslexia stuff. Although my dyslexia, for the sounds, it doesn't sound as bad as what yours was.
Mm-hmm.
But we had Josh on recently, the dyslexic painter, and he's definitely on a par, like struggles with that type of stuff. How do you? I'm probably jumping on a lot here, but see with the dyslexia, how do you find like your invoicing and quotes and stuff? Do you use AI or do you get the wife to help you?
No, well, I wouldn't. I use AI a bit now for posts. So I might write in what I want to say and say, can you spell check it and grammar?
Aye, same.
But let's say for argument's sake, like to me it can be the simplest word that I would see all the time, but my brain would read something else.
Aye.
Like I'm trying to think of anything. There's nothing in front of me that I can actually pick off. Let's say.
Would you say you struggle more with words or numbers?
Oh, I say words definitely. Yeah.
Would you?
I've got a good example for you, Sean. The word who, right? Like WHO. God, I can't even spell it in my thing. But see, I used to get caught up in a silly wee word like who, right? And I'd be sitting writing a sentence or an essay or something, and it would get to the word who, and I'd be sitting saying to myself, how the fuck do you spell the word who? And I literally was putting H, and I mean, I can spell fucking massive long words, and I can say massive long words, but I get caught up in some silly wee word, and what I would find that I would do is, I would rub it my whole sentence, and I'd rewrite my sentence so that I didn't have to use the word who.
Yeah.
Because
it's coping mechanisms as well, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, instead of using a certain, like, if I'm doing a post and I can't think of a fucking word, I'm like, well, what is an alternative? And I'll change it.
Yeah.
I'll also Google stuff like okay, Paint Warrior, the Badger brush, right? People will text me being like, or ring me, hey, Sean, do you know if so and so is in stock in a place? So I'll check online, I'll text them, and I'll be like, yeah, they are. And I'm like, put a D instead of a B, but no, that's not right. The simplest things you'll see in, day out.
Yeah.
But like even you saying about like spelling who, like what used to always catch me off was, when you're in school and the teacher's like, you do an essay. And like, I have to spell a certain word. And they're like, I'll use a dictionary. So how the fuck can you use a dictionary to look it up if you can't spell it?
Exactly.
Like, there's just no
it's funny you use the word bed or you use B and putting B's and D's the wrong way, because that was something that I didn't, right? And see, this was something that I actually learned that really helped me. This is going to sound daft, right?
The bed, is it? Yeah.
See the word bed.
B-E-D. Yeah.
But see how I always remember that is the word bed is actually in the shape of a bed.
Mm.
Okay, what I mean? So see, I don't date as much now, but see when I was primary 7, first, second year, that kind of age, I don't know what that is to like Ireland's education and England's education systems, but the word like, say, like 12, 13, 14-year-old, I would still refer to my head if I was writing a word with a D in it. I would still think bed and think what way round the D went, Ken. So it's funny you say the B's and D's as an example.
B's and D's, and it's like fucking, like I use this reference when I was on the Talking Trades, man. It's like no. So if I go to you, no, N-O, but it's K-N-O-W. It's fucking, what's the K? What's the K do? Waiting for a bus.
Aye. Yeah.
Ridiculous, like. You know what I mean? But the English language is hard because
it's like I said when Josh was on, they couldn't have made the word dyslexic a harder word to spell.
Exactly.
Like,
man, I've always misspelled the fucking thing.
I actually get diagnosed with dyslexia because I couldn't spell my own middle name.
Oh, is it?
I misspelled my own middle name.
Do you know what? I don't even think you mentioned that with Josh.
And I've probably got a more Irish middle name than you've got, Sean. My first name's Sean, spelled the Irish way, and my middle name is McKeegan. So my family actually came from Ireland in the years ago.
Sean,
And
you must got lost in translation with your football club.
Exactly.
That's how dyslexic you were.
See, my mum's side of the family are us Celtic season ticket holders, and
Yeah.
obviously I was gave this name, but I turned to the dark side, let's say, and
No, you
side.
must be like you're walking the parkhead and you couldn't fucking spell parkhead, so you said
I
Ibrox
just
is
thought
easier. So I went on that road.
Ibrox is a lot easier to spell. There you go.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, Baz,
So-
I kind of diverted after question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my next question really is, what was you doing before you got onto the brush? Who was Sean Nolan before the brush?
He was a bit of a fucking menace.
I think that
Oh.
just runs in Sean family. That.
Aye, that is just a Sean thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Who
just
Sean's
so
won't take a ride.
yeah. So school was hard, and after school then what did I do after school? After school was when recession happened.
2008.
So yeah. So I did a typical thing that everyone fucking does. Became a gym instructor. You know, everyone goes to college to be a gym instructor, and I lasted a month and I got thrown out of that course. Just
Right.
not going. But like again, like dyslexic thing, you're brought up in class. It's like, can you name all the bones? So I can't even fucking spell bone. How could I name all the bones? Do you know what I mean? It was a bit ridiculous. Then I left and went working with the family in the decorating side of things. But like work was just too hard. Like it just wasn't enough. So I started working in retail. For years actually. And then outside of that, I started hanging around with a sort of not a great bunch in the whole football scene. Obviously our own league that we have in Ireland.
Yep.
So I got involved with a football group, and tiptoed into the whole fucking hooligan side of things, and did that for a good few years.
So is that quite a big thing in the League of Ireland, is it?
It is. I don't know if it is anymore because when they started handing out proper charges and stuff, but it certainly was for a long time. Yeah, most definitely. And then you'd have you had Irish clubs that would be kind of connected with Celtic as well, and then Celtic come over. So a lot of people from the UK will come over to Ireland because it's a bit more relaxed
Yeah.
Aye.
in the likes of obviously our police is called the Guards, so the Guards will be more up for the crack of fucking giving you a few truncheons than actually handing out sentences. But
Right.
then it started to clamp down on that. That's when I decided to get out of that scene. But you grow up as well. Like I think for me, when you're, I wouldn't say young, but youngish in my teens, you kind of you need. For me, I needed acceptance, and then to me, this was like this group of lads. Oh, you're part of us. You're cool, and you kind of get threaded into that.
Aye.
And then the drink and the fucking the party, on the bag and all that stuff starts happening, and then so I did that for years.
I like the social. It starts off because it's like a social aspect to it, or you're going out and fighting and drinking and taking substances or whatever. And then as you get older, you start to recognise that actually the only part you're interested in is maybe the social side, and maybe hitting a few pints.
Oh, yeah.
You're no interested in the fighting and hitting the buggies often, so. I think
100%.
the majority is maybe going through something similar to that. So for there, you said Nolan Decorating was a family business. So was your dad or your uncle or whatever?
Yeah, so this is going back here. So my granddad was a decorator, like my uncle and my father, but my dad
Right.
had his own business, house to home.
Right.
Was his business. And then I was working in retail, and then obviously when I got away from that side of things, the whole football stuff, I was still working in retail, but I was just so unhappy. I was severely overweight as well. I used to work 6 to 2, so 6 a.m. to 2 o'clock, go home, play the PlayStation, wouldn't leave the bedroom or anything. Bit kind of all over the place. And then just one day I said, fuck this, I want to go back painting. Because I've always loved it ever since a child.
Yeah.
Right.
Always loved it. And I said, right, I'm just going to take the leap. So I went back with my dad for I don't know, maybe about a half a year with his company. And I said, no, Joe, I want to go out on my own. And just, I had the comfort of being still at home. So that safety blanket was there.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to go out on my own. And then I just kept, like, Nolan Decorating. Like, okay, I didn't put a lot of thought into it, but obviously it's worked out now
Yeah.
because it's such a, kind of iconic name in a sense. I said, oh,
Social
Nolan
media
Decorating.
grows you.
I think
And so
Yeah.
what was the relationship between, like, with your dad working with family? Let's say, did you have a good working relationship, or?
Yeah, like, so, like, my father would be like, he'd be one of my best friends. There's no two ways about that. Do we clash? Yes, 100%. But that, that's family, and we try to leave things there,
yeah.
not outside of work. But in the last 2 years, 2 3 years, I've been so busy. Thank God, like touch wood.
Yeah.
He's now working with me,
Right.
but he's still old school ways,
Aye. Well, so you say old school ways, but yet you're fan of oil based, and and you're more a spirit level than a laser level. So maybe like a bit of your dad still kind of rubs off in you a wee touch, which is not necessarily a
Yeah.
bad thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I think it's good to have a mix between the both. But the likes of, like, when I invested in the America, like, why would you be sanding the walls down? There's no filling to be done. Do you know
aye,
these sort of things? But now,
Yeah,
no,
you
now he's
can't.
getting around to it. Yeah, now he's getting around to it. But the likes of me pushing socials, something happened, which I'll get into in a second, that led me to really push my socials. But the likes of that, and, like, so, going over to the UK and getting that connection going, he's now realizing what I was building towards.
yep.
Because beforehand, I don't. But they don't, like, you guys have to realize. I don't know what's like in Scotland, but Ireland is still so far behind on so many things, which is starting slowly to change.
Right.
See, I feel like compared to places like America, I feel like we're all, like England, Scotland, Ireland, we're all quite far behind on certain like technologies in the trade. Because when you look at some of the stuff and you think, oh well, that's American or that's da-da-da, and they've been doing it for years, and now suddenly it's coming into what we like. Now it's coming into Ireland, England, Scotland. So I think to some aspect we're all a bit behind. Do you know what I mean?
Do you
We're
not
all a
think
bit.
that? Do you not also think that maybe like we hate to be the people that change it though? So, for example, if we're saying Ireland, Scotland, and England are maybe still behind a wee bit, but you don't think like, or yes, Dave with Imperial Italia, for example, like the Imperial Italia finish, right?
Yeah.
That you see somebody doing that, and you think, well, that's amazing. It looks brilliant. It's kind of like a decorative, like what would you name it? It's like Venetian
It's a
plastering
decorative
kind of
finish,
finish.
yeah.
Canadian plastering, yeah.
Aye, so and you see somebody doing the Venetian plastering finishes, for example, and you think, oh fucking hell, nobody in my area does that. And what my thought is behind that, like, well, I should be the one that. What are you drinking out this week? A fucking big bottle of apple
Fucking
juice.
piss.
Well, this
Aye,
week's sponsor, Aloe
So
Vera.
you don't think that we like? So you're saying that maybe nobody was doing the dustless sanding before you in your area, right? You're then starting to date. So then if Venetian plastering or Imperial Italia, they kind of types of decorative finishes, if nobody's doing it, and we look at other places and say, well, they're so much further advanced than us. Should we be the ones that then say, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be the first person in Ireland, Scotland,
Yeah.
north of
Oh
England?
yeah.
But do you know what as
Definitely.
well though? So like Sean was just saying about his dad then, Mr. Nolan, not Little. Like Sean was on about like his dad's kind of like stuck in his way a bit, and he's like, why are you sanding the wall when there's not? I was kind of until 2025, and I saw people actually using dustless sanders. I was the same. Like I'd still sand the wall whether it was filled or not, but I was just stuck in my ways, being stubborn, going, I don't need an electric. Do you know what I mean? I don't need a dustless sander.
Yep.
But since I got it, you do realise how much of a
Aye, how
difference
handy
it
it is.
makes. It
Oh,
really
yeah.
does make a massive difference.
And the fact
And
that
even
there's
like
no mess.
not
Dave, and
exactly.
No.
But even as little as paintbrushes, like, God, about 5 to 10 years ago, it was mostly Purdy, and it's only been the past 2 or 3 years, maybe 3, where I've seen more and more Arrow-worthy brushes. But Arrow-worthy have been in America since 19
Oh, yeah.
summit. Do you know what I mean? So again, where America's a bit more advanced than us in a way, kind of.
Aye.
But yeah.
So you were going to say there about some of your socials. Why you started pushing your socials?
Yeah. So what happened was it wasn't last year. About 2.5 years ago, I was typical again Russian, which I don't do anymore because this fucking accidents can happen. So I do an outside job, and I have a big ladders above the garage. It's I'd say it's probably about 8 feet up, a little bit more, right? I was pulling the ladder down. I was up on the roof, getting the ladder down, and I fucking slipped, and I pulled all the tendons on my shoulder. I was in agony, lying on the ground, fucking getting sick and everything, waiting for somebody to ring an ambulance. Like I pulled my whole, ripped everything out of my arm, like.
Fucking hell.
So then what happened was that happened, and I was sitting at home for about, Jesus, 2.5 months. Easily, because when you pull tendons, is worse than a break because a break can.
You need to kind of knit together again or something.
Yeah, 100%. So what happened was when I was sitting at home, I started listening to the Talking Tradesman, so Pain Warriors episode. And I was like, fucking hell. So I started looking into social media, onto what everyone was doing. The stickers was a big thing at the time and all this. And I said to myself, I'm never going to be. It was sort of a wake-up call. I said, I never want to be in a situation now. I'm so far behind. I'm going to use this time now, look at the socials, how people in the UK are doing it, get over my anxiety of getting in front of the camera, and just start pushing it. So literally, the last 2.5 years, I've been pushing the socials like so much more. And as well as that, when I was at home, I was actually with an ex-partner at the time, and between herself and one of my best friends, no one came to visit me.
Aye.
Took me 2.5 weeks. I was like, fucking hell. And one of the people that texted me was Amy, the handy lady. And we were only talking a little while. So this was for 2.5 years. This was before we were really good friends. And she texted me, how you getting on? And then I had people from America texting me. And other decorators texted me. I never fucking met before. So I kind of felt like you really need to make the step now to get over to the UK, to the Paint Decorating Show, push the social media side of things. Because, look, things could have been a lot worse, but life's so short. I could have fucking hit my head. God forbid I didn't.
And it's so true what you're saying there. Like, it's funny how something bad happens to you or something good happens. See the people that are your best mates. They're the same people that don't give a fuck about you, that don't pick up the phone and message you. And they're also the same people that see you when you're in front of a camera and you're making videos and they're sitting saying, look at that silly cunt.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And they don't like your stuff, share your stuff.
They don't hit like, they don't share, they don't try and push their stuff out. But yet you get somebody from England, you get somebody from Scotland, you get somebody from America, or somebody you've probably never ever met, and they like every video, they share every video, they comment and say, well done, that looks amazing, blah blah blah. And so it's a weird kind of situation.
Them same mates are also the same mates that are saying, oh, what about mate rates? Whenever they want something doing.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Mate rates, you should be paying more. You're supposed to be helping me, supporting me.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
But yeah, no, I completely agree with you there, Sean.
No, it's ridiculous. And that's when I said to myself, I was like, it was like, so because of like being obviously dyslexic, Sean Ilby was saying, because obviously we're in the circle of being neurodivergent, it's very hard, and like I stutter over certain words as well.
Yeah.
So for me to take that step to get over the fucking, I always imagine an invisible line.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like even today, get on the podcast. Even though I thought the Baz is a good bit, and Sean, first of all, really talking to yourself, you do be a little bit nervous. And I go, right, there's an imaginary line. You step over it, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
And that's what I do all the time with everything.
Because it's like taking you back to something you said there, Tay, that see the fear of actually putting the phone up in front of your face and putting yourself and talking to the camera and putting videos out there. That is what you say your line. See, as soon as you start doing that, I mean, I think me and Baz spoke about it probably a couple of months ago that we said that we used to like, see, when I would be filming content or I'd think about you'd listen to your own voice and you'd think, fucking hell, I hate the sound of my own voice.
I sound like a twat.
see now that you video yourself, you're constantly putting your voice or your face on camera. Your own voice doesn't seem to bother you anymore, or your own face doesn't seem to annoy you. And fuck it, you're not gonna. Well, none of us are gonna be everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But
No.
you don't need to care about they folk. Like if they're not your cup of tea, they can block you. They can no interact with any of your comments.
But it's like I was just on about that. I think it was about Wednesday in their group chat. There's 2 people that I've unfollowed this week because they're just doing my head in online, and
Yep.
I can't bring myself to leave a negative comment because I'm not like that. I'm not going to start
No.
leaving negative shit on their posts. So I've just unfollowed them. Why? Like, this is why I don't get why people just straight to the keyboard. You fucking.
Exactly.
And then you just unfollow him, or block him, do whatever.
There's a
Yeah,
famous,
I've used so many accounts.
well, there's a famous TikToker or famous YouTuber. It's not a painter and decorator, but I don't know if you've ever seen him before. It's
His
called
name's Sean Little.
Mashtag Brady. You ever seen him?
Yeah.
Mashtag Brady, right? And he used to do like videos of him eating food and that.
Yeah.
And he's disgusting, right? And I used to he'd be sitting eating food and he'd be snorting like a pig and grogging up phlegm and stuff like that. And see the amount of accounts I had to block because I just didn't want to see his face. And he's never said a wrong word to me. He's never.
Well, that's
he's
it,
never,
innit? Yeah.
It's just like I hate to block you
yeah.
because every time I see your face on my For You.
But it's like being in school. When you're in school, you're not going to fucking get on with everybody in your class, are you?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? But then I do feel like there's no need being a cunt to people either. Just mute them
that's it,
or
innit?
like Baz said, follow. Because like I can't. But like the way it is now, and like you guys are obviously not that you're oblivious to it. There's so much shit that happened in 2025 in the decorating industry on Instagram. Yep. The yits and yats, and he said this and he said that, and my 100%. Brush is better than your brush. Fuck me.
No. We've had a fair share as well, and we obviously can't get into any details, but 2025 wasn't a great year for me and Baz either.
No.
We had to get through a lot of fucking shit to make this a success too, by the way.
Oh really? Yeah.
I without getting into
no details can be shared, but me and Sean.
What, just being like slated and shit?
No,
what did you say then, Sean?
Just being slated, like.
It's hard to discuss without.
Give me names.
No, we can't even legally.
Yeah,
legally
can't get into nothing. But yeah, it's hard to say certain things because then it would trigger other conversations.
No, I get what you mean, but it's like being like you can talk about people like it's like how do I explain to you? Like there's so many people that I was quite close with, and I am still a little bit now. But when you see like their true colours coming out, you're like, fucking hell! Like what age are you?
Exactly.
So, do you know what I was on about?
It is a lot of like school, like getting back to school, innit?
Yeah.
Like you say, he said this and she said that, and you're like, fucking hell, we're 30 on your all. I'm closer to 40, by the way. But we shouldn't be acting like this, but yet it still fucking happens.
No, it is, and what will happen is it will fucking ruin everything that we've all built, our friendships. That's what I think.
Well, do you know what? While you're on about that, I nearly had a fallout with another decorator who posts on TikTok and stuff because he was making jokes, like he wasn't being a knobhead, like making snidey comments, but like making knobheady comments as a joke. Obviously I took him as a joke, but then I was rebuttaling, but then he took it serious because I said like, oh, I'll just come to your door, mate, I'm not asked. And then he said check your DMs. And yeah, it all fucking happened, and I was like, mate, it was literally a joke. He's like, no, we don't play around like that, right? I'm like, fucking hell. But like you were just saying then, it's like being back in school, innit? And I'm like, life isn't that deep, like you don't.
No,
it's not. But if you even look at the last,
especially on TikTok or social media.
Oh yeah, but like, you look at the last P&D show. There's so many individual bits of fucking drama.
Yeah,
exactly.
Christ. And Baz, you bollocks, when I come over and talk to you, you look straight through me.
Did you? Sorry, I do that. I get
Yeah.
tunnel vision. Honest to God.
You're
It's
a
like
cute star.
there's someone called Candice the Decorator or something on TikTok, and she come up to me and she was like, "Hey, Baz, you okay? Love what you're doing with the podcasting." And I was honestly, mate, staring blank at her, and she's like, "You don't know who I am, do you?" And I was like, "No," but because
That's the look you gave me as well.
when I'm at the shows, I couldn't even find Sean. It was the lad who I took with me, who went, "Oh, there's Sean," and I went, "Oh, fucking hell, yeah."
Yeah, actually,
Like,
I'm
I
quite.
just get tunnel vision. I can be looking at you, and I'll just walk straight past you.
See, I'm quite.
You have to
I
stop
can
me and talk to me.
speak with anybody. I can quite easily chat with anybody. You put me in any room and I can speak, right? But I find it quite overwhelming the amount of people that would come up that would watch the podcast, that would know us for our socials, and they would just start speaking to you. And like Adam at AB Decor, he came up and he was like, "Oh, how you getting on?" He came up and he said something like, I can't even remember what he said, but he said something, and I just looked at him as if to say, "I don't even know who you are."
Yeah.
But it's somebody that spoke to loads online.
Yeah.
And I was standing there and I was like, I'm alright. And I didn't know what to say, Ken, and it was like, you almost had to grab people's wee lanyards and turn them around
and go,
and look and see their company name.
Who the fuck are you? No.
Yeah, but that was like at the Pain Warrior stand was the same. And like, "Oh, we love your content with Sid here and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, thanks so much." And they were phoning you, and I'm like, "Fuck me, what's your name?" But people don't put their face on their pages.
Yeah.
No,
Well, we spoke about that, haven't we, Sean? Because it happened. Do you want to tell the story? It happened with Sean.
This will be about the third time. So we're talking about the bravery of putting your face on camera, right? So it would be March last year, I think. I never put my face on camera. My videos were just walking around showing my work, right? And I went to the Scottish Paint and Decorating show, and I bumped into Murph, and I said to Murph, "Oh, how you getting on?" I spoke to him for a couple of minutes, and we're talking away, and Murph said to me, "Sorry, mate, I don't know who you are." And I was like, "Oh, Sean Little." And then he was like, "Oh, he spoke to you online," and that. He was like, "Just because you never put your face on the camera, right?" So I came away for that paint and decorating show and thinking to myself, like, fuck it, why am I not what am I so scared about?
Yeah.
So I started putting my face onto camera, and then look at me now, that's not even a year later, I'm so...
Mother, look at me now.
No, man, it's like, I'm not scared of putting my face out there, Ken, and I don't really give a shit about hate comments. Just, I don't get too many of them anyway, but...
Yeah.
No, I only ever got one. I was delighted.
And getting your first hate
I
comment.
knew I made it. I don't know if you've seen it. I did a story on it. Some fella called, what was his name? Harry something. Probably some fucking weirdo from America or something. And like, I screenshot it and I put up my story. Yeah. But I was like, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I'm actually now Instagram famous."
You got your first hate comment.
Yeah, I was delighted.
But no, I think, like we was on about the shows and stuff, I think you have to stop. Sean might be the same. You have to stop me to be like, "Oh, I'm such and such a person," and then it'll register who you are.
Yeah. No, I did, because I was running out for a quick smoke, because I was just working on the Paint Warrior stand, and you're at the Q1 stand. I was like, "Baz, how are you? Love doing the Halloween episode. See you now." But because I talk so fast, you're probably like, "What the fuck's that fella speaking Chinese?"
Do you know what? I don't even remember that conversation. I don't remember being stood at the Q1 stand. Do you know what I think it was as well?
Yeah.
Half the time, I was just going around putting business cards in people's fucking bags.
Pockets and bags.
On bags.
That's why I did that on Halloween. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Do you know what? Your little clip was a good clip, wasn't it?
The ghost hunter with the fucking trinkets and shit in the other room.
Yeah.
Aye. I fucking love that shit, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, good.
So let's get back on task. So, who helped you shape who you are? Did you have a mentor, a tutor? Might have been your dad, since you've worked with him, to help shape who Sean Nolan is as a decorator?
That's an interesting question now. Who shaped who I am?
So it is.
I think. Here we go. Who shaped me who I am? Decorator. Like I would definitely say my dad, as in like starting off and stuff. But I think, and then obviously like my mother as well. Obviously your parents shape who you become. But I think I shaped myself in the likes of what I went through as an even working in retail, dealing with horrible customers, going through all the bad shit I went through as in like the football stuff, growing up. I think you shape who you are yourself. I think that when I had that fall, I shaped myself as well. Obviously, like I had my dad, taught me some things about decorating. 100% gave me the trade I have, as in my mother, like how I talk to people, being kind. I always say to myself as well is being kind costs nothing, being rude costs you everything. That's
Yeah.
what I try to go by. But I think we all like. I could ask you guys the same question. Clearly, you will have role models to give you the tools to do what you got to do. But I think we all shape ourselves through what we go through
Yeah.
in life. Being honest.
Do you know what as well? I think also what you've been through in your life also shapes who you are and how you
Oh,
are
100%.
as a
Yeah,
decorator.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I think so because, like, for argument's sake, if I didn't work in retail, overcome my comfort zone of talking to people, I certainly couldn't ring up a woman or or anybody about a quotation.
yeah.
So you have
Yeah.
to go through different things in life to grow and to be the person you are. 100%.
You get that
And
kind
I
of
firmly believe in that.
easiness of the social side it because you're speaking with somebody inside a shop or a checkout counter
Yeah.
all day
Yeah.
long that talking to customers just comes naturally to you.
It definitely does, and it's still nerve wracking. And I remember like the first time I ever gave anybody a quote. So my dad helped me make it up. I rang the lady, and she just fucking screamed at me. She goes, "Oh my god, how much does that cost? Are you fucking joking?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh, I'm never doing that again." But he said to me, "That's the
Yeah.
best thing that."
Fuck
Yeah,
that
I know.
right off.
But he goes to me, "That was the best result because now you know that's the worst thing that can happen. Who says it's ever going to happen again?"
Yep.
Do you know?
It's. I mean, I think in some ways, if I'm sending out quotes and the likes, I think I still always hear a wee bit of nerves.
Yeah.
No as much
Oh,
nervous,
I've been the same.
but
Yeah. It's not nerves, is
you
it?
say,
It's
as soon as you press that send button and the quote's away into the ethos, you can't bring it back and you stand there and think about it. Oh, did I include for that? Have I included enough days for stripping the wallpaper? And what if that was a couple of £100
well. Do
too
you know
dear?
what? Funny you should say that because this job I've been on this week, I actually quoted just for the living room and the kitchen. Didn't
Yep.
include the whole stairs and landing.
Right.
And obviously, once I'd got there, they were like, "Oh yeah, the whole stairs and landings just go in the same colour." And I went, "What do you mean? Whole stairs and landing?"
Aye.
Yeah, I thought. I said, "Not for that price, it wasn't." I said, "Not a chance." So yeah, they were fine with the new price, like, but my heart was in my mouth. I was like, "Shit, are they going to
And
extend
you
it all
feel
now
bad,
for this
don't you, as
price?"
well? I do always feel like you feel bad like, when you give a quotation and people are like, "Oh, this is great, we'll go ahead," and then you arrive and they misread like your situation,
Yeah,
and then you feel like a bit of a dick and be like, "Oh no, but you have to because at the end of the day is even though it's Baz or it's Sean or it's me, you are a company at the end of the day. It's not
yeah,
just a person. So it takes a while
Well,
to
I
get that
think
into your mindset."
as well sometimes, I think we've kind of touched on this before as well, but when you go around to somebody's house to look at the quote, to look at the job, sorry, before you give the quote, I think that's the point of sale for me. I think like I'm selling myself to these people,
yeah,
and when I walk around, I
Yeah.
take my trainers off and I'm walking around and I try to be as knowledgeable as I can be, and I talk about the products and what I'm going to do to their work and that, and I also chat some shit with them. I talk
yeah,
about their dog or their whatever
But
kind
sure,
of.
you're dead on
See,
because sorry for interrupting you. That's
Right, right.
so people want to realize this, right? So you went to a home, or Baz was into a home, or myself was at home, right? You're saying dust the sanding, two coats, yada yada yada.
Yeah,
That's like fucking a robot. If I went to a home now, which I start to do is I look around the room quick.
yeah,
I love music, I love history. So the job 2 weeks ago, I was quoting it. she had, I don't know if you've ever listened to Tin Lizzy, they're an Irish band, Tin Lizzy record. You go, oh, do you like Tin
I've
Lizzy?
heard the thing, Lizzie, but
Yeah, and you then hit that, what's
connection.
it called? The
Connection.
of two people.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're not just. So I think that, or like, it's like even, it's all psychology. It's like if someone texts you and you're like, let's say someone texts me, a lady texted me yesterday, Mary, of course it is, typical Irish name. She texted me and she was like, Sean, are you free to do a quotation? Instead of going, yeah, free, whatever, I'm like, how's it going, Mary? Hope you're having a great day. You make it more personal. And I think
Exactly.
then that's the connection.
Yeah.
Then you arrive and like, you have a dog. Oh my God, your dog's lovely. I love dogs. I used to work at the Greyhounds.
Yeah.
You make this because they
You
you're
hear
not
this?
stop.
See, it's like I've had quite a few times because I've always been a firm believer of people hire your personality.
They hired exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've found a few times where I've won the job. I've not been the cheapest quote, but
Yep.
the other people have been either like pusher or just not the right kind of people for this for this customer. And again, it's little things like what you've both just been saying then, where you're asking about the dog, you're asking about family, you're asking for this, just chatting shit with them.
Yeah, 100%, and it makes it so much better.
Well, like you say, being observant, a great tip for any youngsters watching.
Yeah.
Being observant when you walk into somebody's house and you see a picture of fucking the Eiffel Tower on their wall, a photograph of them standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, and you say, "Oh, I've been to Paris before, and what did you think of this place?" And that restaurant, and we went to the Louvre, and you built, like you say, you build up this rapport. And I've seen me walking out, being in pricing a job and being there for an hour, say, and I mean, there's maybe 20 minutes talking about the painting and about 40 minutes just talking pure shit with customers.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
sincere.
different, yeah.
And it's sincere. I'm not just standing talking shit because, I'm going to try and talk bottom them up and make they'll win this job. But actually,
No, but you can tell though.
But I feel like when I leave the house, right, when I walk out the door, I have this kind of feeling in my stomach. Before I've even sent a quote, before I've even put pen to paper, I have a feeling thinking, I've got that job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You automatically feel like you're going to win that work, like.
Yeah. Sometimes you do get get that feeling.
Yeah, no, I think so. But like you're saying, it makes a difference. Like saying about putting yourself in your Instagram. So if you look at my Instagram now, I put up obviously I love my tattoos. If I go to tattoo convention, I go to tattoo convention because to me it's art. Art is design. Design is decorated. Anything that falls into that category, I put on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So then the customer knows what I look like before I arrive. Do you know what I'm about? Do you know what I mean? And it just makes it like so much better.
Yeah.
Because if you just have photograph, you're like a fucking robot.
Yeah.
There's no personality.
Exactly. And plus, that's probably like a good part of yourself, right? And it's a really good way of showcasing yourself, because you being dyslexic and being on that neurodivergent scale, that you are more susceptible to the music and the arts and the tattoo and design stuff. So you probably found that when you were younger, you were more creative way. Like if somebody was to say,
I was,
draw a picture or paint a landscape painting, it would be fucking brilliant compared to the rest of your class.
Yeah, but I love that.
If somebody says write a story down, you're probably at the bottom of the class. Ken, you're worst. Ken, it's funny.
Well, yes, spelling definitely. Like my imagination is just fucking like when I do my Sid videos. Like I put on a there, people are looking at me being like, "What the fuck's he talking about?" And then give me a second and you'll see what I'm thinking of, because my mind just be on overdrive all the time.
Yeah.
And like I said about being a kid, like excuse me, if I went into a family's home or anything like that and I changed the colour or moved the picture, I'd notice it straight away because of the way it looked in the room.
Right.
So I've always had a flair for it, because I actually went to college during the recession to do interior design, but I preferred the decorating side of things. That's why I love like, when I did The Shining bedroom. I said to Emma, we're just watching The Shining because it's both our favourite film. I said, you know what, fuck it, well, I tried the wardrobe based on this, and that's how it came about. Like,
yeah.
So I like being creative when you get a chance to be.
But having the vision and the bravery to be able to do that, probably it's how you can use your dyslexia basically as a superpower.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. But I say that to everybody. Like, this neurodiversion. It's a superpower because we think differently to people that aren't neurodivergents. So other people see, like, that goes here, this goes here. We think of, like, what if you do this way, do it that way? You're thinking differently always. So I've always, a teacher actually said to me when I was in the school, and I always remember it. She said to me, the curtains are closed now, but I'm going to open them and teach you how to read and show you that you have a superpower. And it's always stayed with me. So I think if I come up with a different idea or a different design, it's a superpower because I'm thinking differently to someone else. That's why I've always thought that way. Okay, reading and, stuttering the odd time, yeah, it's not great, but I think I'm kind of like, I've come to the age now where being dyslexic, I'd rather be dyslexic all day long than not be. Do you know that way? Like,
Yeah.
And Baz, there you go. You were asking me about how I was thinking up earlier on about my TikTok videos recently. Like, I've been on a wee spree of making, because my content is kind of moving away from being like painting, decorating related to me just being a fucking idiot in front of the camera, basically.
No, but the one that was very funny was really good.
The what?
The one was the video you had up the other day. Was it yesterday?
Oh, the sleep paralysis.
That's the one, yeah. That was very good.
But I obviously seen that was kind of going around as a trend, but you'd seen, what video was it? Oh, the fucking video when I laughed, when I walked away for the customer and I was laughing the whole way home.
Yeah.
And Baz was like, how did you get the idea? Did you use ChatGPT? And I was like, no, it's similar, it's what you're using your arty side and painting like the thing into your walking and go into the shining. And probably my dyslexia helps with creating kind of stupid videos. I mean, I don't know. It's probably a way of me being creative, because I'm also quite a good drawer and painter as an art painting, no just and so.
Sean's life just ran through paint.
The art is so better, isn't it?
No, it definitely is. There's a great film you should watch. I think it's the lady's name. She's autistic, but she was like the kind of first woman to come up with like. John, I must Google it. I'll Google it in a second. She was autistic and she was from Texas, but everything we know now about neurodivergent, autistic, she went through it, and that's what we all have. Like, so it'd be like you were saying about your videos. So when this film, someone tells her that some guy says, "Well, I used to work for NASA." Straight away, she thought of him on a spaceship. That's the way my mind works. And the way you were talking about your videos, so it's the part of our brain that thinks differently. It's like with Sid, when my friend made Sid for me, I thought, you want to put it in the van and come to life at my logo. And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, no, just wait and see. And that's how I do my videos. I can see it in my mind before I do the video.
Exactly. You hear this kind of inspirational, what you're going to do. You can picture it in your head, but trying to put it into words to explain to somebody what you're doing, it's
you can't 100%. You just can't. And like I say, just trust me, just trust me. And it's like even doing colour illustrations.
See, I pulled my wife into helping me with a lot of videos, right? And she's saying to me, I'll say, like, sit in front of the camera like that and just nod your head while I pretend to cry, or can do this, and she can't see the end product. She's like, what are you doing? And what are you doing? I'm like, just trust me. It'll make sense when it all comes
because you can already see exactly. In your tunnel vision what's going to be like, but that's because of the brain that we would use to other people's part of their brains.
Yeah.
You
know, do you know
every day's learning day.
It's like autistic people.
Yeah.
Like my sister's autistic, and
see, dyslexia is apparently on the spectrum as well. Autistic.
So it's neurodiversion. So you have to think about it as if it's an umbrella. So neurodivergence is the umbrella.
Yeah.
You're going to have dyslexic, Down syndrome, autism, ADHD. Yeah. We all have similar traits.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like everyone's got something.
Oh, so they are. I think
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Like, I've never been diagnosed with it, but I've got something. I know I have.
No, it is hereditary, like.
Yeah.
My daughter's dyslexic as well, like.
Your dog?
But so it's hereditary, yeah.
My
Oh.
daughter.
No, but it is though. But like, if you think about it, right? So, which I want to talk about before.
I think I'm hearing dyslexic. Fucking hell.
Trying to find me a post about that fucking hike I'm doing, but I'll show you afterwards because I want to use the platform to promote the hike that we're doing for for an autistic charity. But like, I'm at the gathering of the decorators at the Irish Paint Fam, and nearly one of us has a family member or knows of somebody that is autistic.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean. Because but like, you think about it, decorating, you're using your brain to do for art, and that's a trait of the brain cell. Like being
Exactly.
While we're on about dyslexia and
just-
stuff. Go on, Sean.
Sorry, boss. I might be quite strange here, but I actually really enjoy decorating.
I do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't, and I mean, I think if you enjoy doing it, it's never really a chore. It's never really
Yeah,
a job to you.
you-
And I mean, it's
No,
There's a
it's
saying,
definitely
isn't
not.
there? If you
Aye,
enjoy what
if
you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
exactly aye. So I really
Yeah,
enjoy it.
no, yeah, I agree. Like there is some shitty jobs, and some things can go wrong. Some customers can be just a fucking pain in the hole, but then you're gone. But when you do
Yeah.
the artist side of things and actually using your brain and all, like but that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many stories that show being creative is part of a neurodivergent brain cell, and do you know what I mean? And like there's Baz's, she's autistic. Like Sean, you're autistic, and then Sean, you're sensitive myself. There's three of us like in one area now with that same trait. Do you know what I mean?
Like, so
Yeah.
I've been reading up on something recently, and it's no tested. It's literally very, very new, right? And it's probably considered a conspiracy theory right now, right? But apparently, you know how there seems to be an increase of autistic people and dyslexic people and
Yeah.
neurodivergent people, let's say, there seems to be quite a lot of people that seems to be more than what there was, say, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Apparently, smoking, like nicotine, would nullify. What am I trying to say? Like, I didn't hear the words for it. Nicotine, fought back against it. No, fought back against it. I don't know what I'm trying. I can't get the word out, but like nicotine was it stopped it, or it thing about it. So see, years ago when people smoked, there was less neurodivergent folk because nicotine of people smoking was. I don't want to say repelling it, but I hadn't got the word. I hadn't got the.
Everyone start smoking.
But basically, that's what the survey, or that's what this article was saying, that because loads
Basically,
of people smoke.
statistically, smoking helped stop
More neurodivergent.
neurodivergent.
And I mean,
Statistically,
I
don't know. I just think.
that's
Yeah,
the main
I don't-
start.
Yeah, start smoking. Yeah. Now I just think there wasn't that much education, or there was a lot of cases. See, if you think about it, right?
But it's like
Like, there's
ADHD
so
now.
many
Look
people-
out, that is way up. Everyone thinks they've got ADHD. They fucking
No, but see,
they
see,
do
that's
a
the thing.
backflip
I
once
think a
and they
lot
go,
of people
oh,
are
I've got ADHD.
self-diagnosing. But I think a lot of people are fucking self-diagnosed without actually getting like being diagnosed as well. Like if you think about like the kids now, it's like, oh, I'm tired, I'm anxious. It's like what? I think a lot of people are self-diagnosing. But if you think about though back in like the 60s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even into the late fucking 90s, if you were like autistic, you were put away to a home.
Yeah.
Aye.
And you weren't.
I see
you were
this.
forgotten.
I seen this weird kid. You were a weird kid, basically.
No, 100%, and you were just sent away. But it's like even I don't know if I don't know much about the royal family, but there was one. Well, I think it was the Queen's. Was it her granddad? There was another prince. It's called the Forgotten Prince, but he was autistic. But they kept him away in a separate area.
Put him in the dungeon. Put him in the tower of London.
Yeah.
Fuck off back down
Tower of
there.
London.
Yeah,
No, but
pretty much like.
It's true, because even I went to school in the 90s, and there was a kid that he did a shit in a urinal. Right, he did a shit in a urinal, and he was just seen as a weird kid.
Yeah.
He was just like weird kid, and he, because he didn't. But see, nowadays you would get like, you get help. It would just be like.
Yeah. It is
you
good
get
that there is
ridiculed?
a lot more help available now, though.
Oh no! There
Compared to
definitely is.
Yeah, compared to when we were growing up, at least at minimum.
Aye.
There's a lot. There is.
There's more help, but I think there's more record. Like there's traits that I had that I just thought, oh, it's just me being strange because dyslexic is only read, but it's not only reading. There's so many other traits that you have being dyslexic,
Yep.
which now I understand. Do you know what I mean? Like in that sense.
Yeah.
Like,
While we're on about dyslexic people and disabled people and whatever struggles. So in your first year of Nolan Decorating, what would you say your biggest struggle is that you've come across?
I would say my biggest struggle was coming over the anxiety of pricing and lower pricing because you're afraid of giving out a big price. So like we were talking about earlier on, you'd go look at a home and you'd be like, oh God, they won't go with this. They won't go with this price, but I need this job, and you just cut down. Like I seen a message on my phone the other day because I was re-uploading it, and I priced a woman €100 to do a ceiling. I wouldn't go anywhere near that price now, and she didn't even go with it. Do you know what I mean? So I think for ages you're lower pricing it because the whole deal of the failure thing. 100%. I think it's that and time management, definitely. I'm still struggling with time management. I procrastinate all the fucking time, man.
While you're on about time management, I've always been quite strict on time management. So I've always arrived to school, to college, work. I've always been early.
Yep.
If I tell someone 5, I'm there at 10 to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, because I only say it because I know a lot of people that they have no time management skills whatsoever. Like, you tell them bloody, right, let's meet up at 5, and they're right, I'm just setting off now and it's 6:45. And you think
they're still in the shower or something.
Yeah, like.
I think with the underpricing too, that I think like on my first year sort of was the same. I used to worry about maybe my quote and somebody would say to me, oh, we'll find somebody cheaper, and then I would be like thinking to myself, oh well, I can drop my price a wee bit to get the job.
Yeah.
And I think what I've learnt in the last, well, I've been 5 going on 6 years now on my own. I think like, see if somebody can't afford me, that's a them problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem for them. That's no my fucking issue. So if somebody says, oh listen, John from down the street can do it £200 cheaper than you, I'll just say I'll get John to do it because I can't do it for a single penny less than what I'm quoted for you.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
And I think my pricing is quite competitive for my area. So
yeah.
I'm quite sure that, like for example, there's a big job I priced at £3,000, like to paint a roof. It was like a shed, farm shed roof, right? It was a pain in the arse job, and I said, oh, £3,000, because I knew that it was a 3-man job. You needed a man on the ground and you needed 2 men up in the roof, going across it, right? Or the painting. And the lady came back to me saying, oh no, it's way more than what we're planning to spend. We've got somebody else to do it like a good bit cheaper. And I was like, oh, that's good. All the best. Wait, sorry I couldn't help you out. Don't hesitate to get back in touch again. That was 2 years ago and that roof's still not been painted.
No.
And at my theory is that they didn't have anybody cheaper. That was just their way of saying to me, well, we've got somebody there a good bit cheaper. And for me to go, I'll tell you what then, if they're doing it for 2,100, I'll do it for 2,100. Yeah. And then you're losing money doing it. You're breaking your back for what?
Again, like you, I'm gonna just reiterate the underpricing stuff because Sean was just on about then. He used to say, "Oh, I'll drop the price and just so I get the job," and I used to do that as well. And I won't drop my price for people, but if I choose to do it at a cheaper price because I don't know, maybe I feel a bit sorry for him or whatever, that's down to me.
Yep.
If they ask me to drop the price, then I'm not going to. Do you know what I mean? It's like I did a quote either a week or 2 ago. I think I went in at 18.90 or something like that, and then they said, "Oh, we've had someone else in at I think it was like 17 something. And they said, will you price match it? I said, no. I said, what's the point?
No.
I said, there's no point. I hope this doesn't come across rude, but there's no point in price matching when you've already got someone there ready to do it for that price.
Exactly.
So,
but it's only it's like who loses out. It's like when someone says to you, "Can you knock €100 off?" Then who loses off on €100? Do I lose it? Does one of the lads lose €100? Do you know what I mean?
My name's Baz, not fucking Lidl. Do you know what I mean?
So we've spoken there about the biggest challenges. What's the best part, or since you started up your own business?
What's the best part? I think
The money.
well, the money, when it's good. But I think being self-employed, the only best part is that you have your time. In saying that, like, today I got to leave because I'm like eventually be living with the girlfriend. But I'm in the girlfriend's house now, which is the other side of the city. So I was able to leave 2:00, an hour of traffic to get ready for this. If you're working for somebody else, you're going to leave till 5:00. Do you know what I mean? You might not get back to time.
Yeah.
I've
got a quick question for you while you're on about money and stuff. So, in Ireland, like, let's say your area specifically, I know it's going to go up and down. What would you say the average price, let's say day rate, would be for a decorator? Average.
See, that's the thing. So some decorators charge about 300, right?
Yeah.
A day. I don't think you'd fucking make that. I don't charge 300 a day.
Yeah.
By the way, don't feel the need to tell us.
We don't need to know we don't need to know what you charge at all.
Well,
I was just wondering, in general, like.
I wouldn't do on day rate. I do on the job. Now, in saying that, I was looking at a job yesterday for a woman. She wanted the bedroom painted, paneling put up, painted 2 coats.
Yeah.
And I was like, $850 including the paint. And she thought it was crazy money, but I thought that was cheap.
Yeah.
So
see,
you know what I mean, like.
So you kind of. I think you're about close to me regarding prices, aren't you, Sean? So I think you're pretty close to us, really, regarding your prices.
See, the euro and the pound are basically like for like right now. So in my area, I do about. Last year I was doing about 220 to 250. This year I'm doing 250 to 300, depending on the job and how hard it is.
Yeah.
And I think we'll probably be on the same kind of bracket. Like, I could work for less if I needed to, but nothing is going down in price. And literally the cost of living and for everybody is going up. And
by the time you pay for everything, you end up working for free. Like,
plus,
but see, that's what I am still like. Not in the same situation, but when I'm doing quotes now, sometimes I'd be like, okay, that's how much it is for the room, clean and paint. I'm not fucking thinking about it, just getting it sent out. And then one of the guys that's in the Irish Paint fan, Jerry, he was like, everyone prices differently depending on your living expenses and your van and your overhead.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying to look at. That's what I'm saying to look at a bit more now. So if I'm working in a job and it's half an hour away, that's a half an hour diesel. Do you know what I mean? Like in that sort of sense.
So here's how we like opening up to what I'm in quite a rural area, right, Sean? And my work could be everywhere between a mile away from my house to 25 mile away from my house, right? That or further, by the way. So that's between 10 minutes away to 45-minute drive, right? That's what it is like in a rural. Obviously, you're crossing over the middle of Dublin. It could be loads of traffic congestion.
It's fucking ridiculous.
In a rural area, it's just a long distance or whatever you're having to drive, right? But I actually work it that my diesel money and my van money actually gets included into my day rate, so that if I'm working, say, at Stranraer, that the people in Newton Stewart kind of pay a little bit more, so the people in Stranraer can pay a little bit less, if that makes sense. So everybody gets charged the same day rate, but if I drive to Stranraer, technically I'm making less money, but it evens itself out because I'm working if I'm working closer to home, I'm making slightly more, but that balances itself back out when I'm working
further away,
Further away, aye.
Yeah, so you're making about 70 odd quid
if
every time.
if somebody's so basically say for example it's a 2-man job and it's to take a week.
Yeah.
Our chair for 5 days, let's say for easiness sake, right? So and I'll just say it £250 a day, so that's £1,250, right, for myself, but for 5 days work. But if there's two is going for 10 days, it's £2.5 grand, right? But I'm maybe charging for the girl that helps me £17 an hour. If she works 10-hour day, sometimes only work maybe eight hours. But I still gear a day rate. I'd still gear like the £170, right?
Yeah.
So by the end of the week, I've made £350 just on her being there. Does that make sense? So it's like 2 painters for a week would be £2.5 grand. And that you hate to work it like that because at the end of the day, I'm taking the risk. If she drops a tin of paint on somebody's carpet, my insurance has to pay for that carpet. It's my marker sander that she's using. It's my brushes and it all has to.
No, that's what I need to start doing myself. I think is charging out because don't run like I'm booked up and I'm getting loads of messages all the time, which is great. But I think I should charge more and then keep the diary a bit more closed.
Yeah.
Makes more sense. You know, like.
Yeah. Well, it's like when I had Ethan working for me. He fucked my sander up. Now I'm the one replacing it. Do you know what I mean? And like, there's a few people saying, "Oh, take it out his wages, take it out." But again, that's down to me. It's not up to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's difficult, isn't it?
So it is a difficult one, but I didn't end up taking it out of his wages. It was just it's down to me to make sure nobody fucks it up. But yeah, I managed to get it working again. I just need a new push button, and then it'll be back. It'll be good as new again.
An apprentice working with him, didn't you? An apprentice.
Yeah. But
how did you fuck up the sander though?
Was just in one ear, out the other. It didn't want to work. Like.
But what did he's asking you? How did he fuck it up, Baz?
Oh, so basically, what I generally do is when I'm packing stuff up, I use them coral bags, for your scuttle liners. That's the one.
Yeah.
I use the coral scuttle liners, and what I'll do is I'll empty the paint out, put it back into the bucket or tub or whatever it's come in, tie it all up, and then I'll make sure it's all scrunched up in a little ball, and then I'll put my tools and brushes and whatever in the scuttle, put it on the van, empty the scuttle out wherever, like the sander should be in its own box, this should be in, and then, so I got him to do that, but he didn't take anything out, he left it all, he didn't empty the paint out of the liner, didn't tie it up, and put my sander in the scuttle, left it, and it was all literally, the whole fucking sander was drenched in paint. I'm fucking picking it out, I'm fucking doing everything I can. I stripped it to bits as best as I could, got as much out as I possibly could, let it all dry, picked it and fucking scraped it all. Luckily, I've got it working again, but I'm missing, the push button. I'm missing that because obviously I dismantled it all, and I fucking can't remember where I put that button. So I'm gonna have to order a new one. But I'm quite lucky. I'm quite lucky I got it working again.
So, kind of on that too, though, what's the part that nobody sees, Sean? Like the stresses, the pressure, the hard days. Like, you want to talk to us a wee bit about that?
I think the stress no one sees is that like you're on the tools from like I don't know. They say I try to do work from like 8 o'clock to maybe depending, maybe 4 or 5 depending. Then you're getting messages about quotations. Then you're coming home and you're going back out. So you're not finished about 8 o'clock at night. Let's say you might come home and have your dinner. Then you're going back out in the van. Then you get people texting being like, "Oh, I haven't got the quote. I haven't got the quote." Like I don't think people understand. Like you're one person trying to fucking do everything.
Yeah.
That is a big thing. Like, and it's going to be so time consuming as well. Send you messages, and then as well is I don't know if you guys have a business phone. I don't, which I'm thinking of getting. Like the weekends or the evenings, getting texts at 11:30 about price and jobs. Like it's fucking ridiculous. Like
2:30 in the morning, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh really? Yeah.
2:30 a.m. That's
Who
a
the
record
fuck?
for me,
Who
by
the
the
fuck
way.
needs a decorator at fucking 2:30
Wait,
at night? Like,
and it was about, when are you coming to paint my sunroom, was the message.
well, I've got a quick scenario. Sorry. So I've got someone who's messaged me, who found me on Instagram, right? So I can't read all the conversation because he changed his messages to fucking disappearing after 24 hours or whatever. But he messaged me at stupid o'clock. I think it's a him. It just says AJ. And he's messaged me asking what I think about the rolling over filler stuff. Asking about mist coating and this, that and the other. And then he sent me a video of the room. Again, it's disappeared, so I can't show you. He sent me a video of the room. He started hacking off the plaster. And I've said, well, if you've hacked it off, you're going to need it reskinned. That rolling over isn't going to do nothing.
Yeah.
So then it's a really easy, without hearing anywhere, it's really easy in for me. See if somebody's messaging me at 11 o'clock at night asking me what should I be doing with this.
Oh no, I only replied the next day. Yeah,
I wouldn't even reply. I wouldn't even reply to something like that.
But he said, basically, he doesn't want to get it replastered. So to me, that's one red flag. He's asking me questions about me as a decorator. So how long have you been doing it? And he's literally just messaged me saying decorators make me very uneasy. Got stung by a cowboy 2 years ago when I hired one for the first time. Never had two previously, but my owl fella was one. My old, his dad. But man, I spot everything like a line, not straight. Bugs me. That's autism for you. But then he's like, how long have you been a decorator for? 15 years. Oh, did you start when you were 16 or something? Yes, straight from school.
But see, this is partly your fault, by the way, for messaging him back.
Yeah, I wasn't bothered.
Why are you messaging this buddy like?
But before that, it was just loads of little things where you're just thinking, I'm not even gonna fucking reply. Like, I haven't replied to him since now. Like, I think that message was.
Well, because you've been tapping into the kind of UK market and stuff a wee bit. What differences he noticed in materials, brands, and systems between the two?
Great conversational change, Sean. Shut the fuck up, Baz. What chair?
I didn't get about fucking AJ's life.
Did he get his walls fixed in the end?
Don't even ask. Don't ask.
So much. So like, you guys talk about paintbrushes. What paintbrushes you start off with? I used to always use Fleetwood paintbrushes. So obviously an Irish company.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Actually, they gave somebody my paintbrush recently, last year.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They're okay. They're budgeted.
Yeah, 100%. See, a lot of decorators in Ireland are like, how much that costs? I use the cheap version and just fuck it out. Yeah. Don't take care of what they want to use. 100%. So I find though, like with the UK, at the start was the camaraderie of all the decorators. Yeah. Like, going to different events with each other. That's a big difference. 100% the different materials, the different brushes, different rollers, all that sort of things, different fillers and all that. Like, obviously, we are getting better over here since Q1 and Paint War and all these other brands that are reaching in, R-worthy especially. But for years, it was just typical, like, you'd have Hamilton from Crown, and that's about it. And then Fleetwood, just Fleetwood brushes.
And obviously the Paint Warrior Badger brush is like phenomenal. Like
absolutely fantastic.
Also, while I'm on about good brushes, I just want to mention a brush that I haven't spoke about much on the podcast. I don't know if the Hot Ireland or you've had a chance of using them yet. Stalemeister. Steelmeister. No, you ever heard
The
of them?
Stylmeister.
It's
You,
like
you will
like
have seen them.
It's a
Sean,
Dutch
you will have
brand
seen
of
them.
brushes. They're normally on the My Paintbrush stand, but I bought their Pearl brush range last year at one of the decorating shows. But I don't think I'm even allowed to name, so I'll no name it. They're on the price point. They're quite high. They're about £40 a pack for a 3-pack and a pack of rollers, but they're fucking phenomenal brushes, by the way. So if you ever get an opportunity, or if I bump into you at, are you going to the Scottish Painting Decorating Show in March?
I'm thinking about it. I'll see.
It's quite a small show. Like if the expense of coming all the way over to Ireland for such a wee show.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Though? I went last year and it is good. It's still just as good.
But if you're there, I spoke to Sam today or yesterday. I spoke to Sam this morning for My Paintbrush, and they're going to be attending it. So 100% Steelmeister will be there, and I'll hook you up with. I'll not hook you up. You'll have to buy them. selling brushes there, but no, I'll fucking point you in the direction of a brilliant paintbrush. I'm aware, by the way, you're a Paint Warrior ambassador. But I can still, I can still point in the direction. Give you a friend.
Oh yeah, 100%. Still use it, just don't promote it.
Exactly, aye.
Just any work he does with it, he'd be like, "Oh, this was a Paint Warrior."
Exactly.
Yeah.
How you did it?
No, 100%. But even the Paint Warrior brushes, like I only used. Amy gifted me a Paint Warrior brush, not even a Badger brush, like his original brushes. Last year. Yeah, that's my first time using them. Like Paint Warrior's only hitting the Irish market since middle of last year in Ireland.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's what we're saying is snowball gradually. Like.
Yeah. While you're on about Irish products, is there any Irish products that you wish was a bit more common in the UK scene? Is there any Irish products where you think, do you know what, I wish that was a bit more popular in the UK?
Well, so there's a block set, what I would use from Fleetwood. So it's a primer, self-primer. It's what I'm using now on these outdoors. And to me, it's up there. Like, it's one of the best. Next to things are 100%. Like, yeah, that's probably about it. Like we wouldn't have a whole lot over here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have brushes and so that, and paint-wise, it would just be that one product. Like, I wouldn't be mad at a lot of products from that company.
Yeah,
but the block set, it is really, really good stuff.
It's actually a big market for a lot of companies to move into in Ireland, really, isn't it? Like,
that's happening now. Yeah, that's really like I've been on calls this week. Can't say anything yet, but I've been on calls with a few people that have been like, "Oh, we wouldn't mind you representing this or representing that." Like, so I think it's definitely starting to change.
And that's it's good. It's good for you personally, and it's also good for other decorators in Ireland because, if they're wanting to use you to showcase a product, that means that you're doing something right.
Oh yeah, I know. I've calls this week with two big people, and I was like, fucking hell. And then like so and so want to get into the Irish market because on hindsight, and like someone said to me in England, I think it was Andy from AR Decor. He was like, on paper, there isn't I think it's only me, maybe two others that are doing videos in Ireland. No one else is really doing what we're doing. Like, so
there's PK Painter. He's quite good.
Yeah.
Aye, and he's up like Donegal or something, is he?
He's in Donegal. Yeah, he'd be one of my best friends. Yeah, he's in Donegal. Yeah.
Obviously, PK went quiet a wee bit on the social media last year. I think he was going through a wee bit of shit. And we're going to hear him on at some point as well. And all, but before he went off the socials, I was talking to him quite regularly on like TikTok lives and stuff like that. And I think because obviously he's in Donegal, is him and his work and my work are very similar. That we're like both quite rural, both like you're not getting a lot of choice of products and brands and stuff. So no, I think it's quite interesting to hear. Like, obviously we'll hear him on the podcast because you're in Ireland, but you're in Dublin, so you're kind of in the more like built up areas. Or he'll hear experience for you?
Yeah, so where he lives, it is like, so I went to visit him that time. He has operation with his knee during the summer.
Yeah, he put his knee
We
down.
went to visit him. And it is. It's like fucking. He's like 3.5, 4 hours from Dublin. Like it's
Right.
a little bit up.
It's quite handy for me because if it rains in Donegal, he can message me and say it's going to rain, because I'm in southwest Scotland. I'm just across the water, and he can message me like half an hour before or an hour before saying it's raining here, and I'll look up and it's sunny. There's not a cloud in the sky, and sure enough, an hour later it's fucking pissing down. So it's better than the fucking Met Office for me. So yeah,
So, what's one mistake from your career that taught you a big lesson? That's quite difficult, isn't it? Because it's kind of like, would it be a mistake that you really fucked up with, or it could just be a big mistake to you that wasn't really actually that big of a mistake?
It doesn't necessarily be a mistake. It could just be what was a kind of point when you
you learned
a lesson.
See, it's like I do firmly believe that not so much mistakes, but it's like when people say to you, "Do you ever regret stuff in life?" I always say no, because I think it leads. So, like you're saying, like a mistake you made, well, mistakes then shape you into not doing them again. So a big mistake, I don't know. I find that hard to answer, because I feel.
I know what you mean. If you
think every day is a learning day, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Like you said earlier on, Baz, you wouldn't be the same person if you didn't hear that same.
No, 100%. So you're saying like a mistake you made, and you're like, well, what's the mistake you made? Oh, you underpriced somebody, but you didn't do that again. So is it a mistake or is it learning? Do you know what I mean?
Again,
that's
I think it all just falls back to every day is a learning day.
No, 100%.
You'll always do something that you go, fucking hell, I won't do that again.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I think it's a mistake or it's a learning thing. Like, I'm probably sitting here like the fucking like the Dalai Lama, but I'm just being honest, like what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think it definitely.
No, I get that. Like, see if for someone that's starting up their own business today, what advice would you give them?
The advice I would give them is overcome your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's good.
100%. Once you overcome your comfort zone, like, only do something you're scared to do, because when you do that, anything is possible. If I didn't start overcoming my comfort zone after that time I fell off the ladder, I would not be talking to you guys. I would not have all these opportunities knocking on my door. Do you know what I mean? 100%.
Similar for us. If we didn't overcome our comfort zone, we wouldn't even hear this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ken, so it's the same for, like, mate, like I said earlier on, I was scared to put myself in front of the camera, and look at us now. We're sitting here.
Can't shut the cunt up.
He can't shut me up.
But it's so true, like.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And if you were to go back to, say you were to go back 10 years to yourself, a time machine, and speak to yourself, what advice would you have for yourself?
What was it? You don't need approval.
That's.
I think you don't need approval. It's like you're worth a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
A lot of people do seek approval, don't they? Especially to those they look up to.
Yeah, 100%. See, it's kind of hard, because if I didn't go through certain things, I wouldn't be who I am. But at the end of the day, is you go looking for something, and then you get approval of these people that are fucking just, like, not friends, wasters.
And I think too, like, you get tricked with what you see on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, that you look at other people's work and think everything's perfect. And as you know, like, sometimes you're doing a landlord special, or sometimes your work isn't going to be Instagram worthy. And I think it's important to be kind of honest and say, like, no, your work isn't always going to be as good as what you would like it. You're sometimes restricted by how old the house is, what the job looks like, your customer's budget. And so I think, like, looking for justification sometimes, you kind of hate to think to yourself, like, people are only showing you on their social medias what they want to show you.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
again, it's like
If you're trying to justify your work to them, it's never going to live up to their expectations because they're only showing you what they want you to see. Does that make sense?
Well, it's like there was
Definitely,
a decorator in the group chat. I'm not going to mention names just in case they don't want it going out there. But there was a decorator in the group chat where they were having a bit of bother with the customer because I think what it was he'd done some filling. They'd done some filling, but the customer was like, "Oh, you can still see it," and he's like, "Well, if you want me to do it, I'm gonna have to charge it." Or we was advising him to say like, we're gonna have to charge you to come and do the filling because he was trying to get it done within a certain time frame because the floors were getting put down. Sean's just looking at me like, I ain't got a clue what you're talking about. In the group chat, Sean, do you know who I'm on about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not that he couldn't do the job, it's the fact of he's got all this to do within this small time frame.
And the person that you're mentioning is definitely capable of doing
Oh yeah,
type
absolutely
of work,
capable of doing it, yeah.
The decorator is mentioned as a top class decorator.
Yeah.
Obviously the whole Landover special is solid though, isn't it? I hate doing them because you don't want to leave it a certain way, but then you have to leave it a certain way as well.
How old did he say it was, Sean? Like 100 and odd year old cottage or something?
I don't know.
What he said it
was?
I don't know. He said it was something. Basically, it's a really old cottage, and obviously with old buildings, you have to take that extra bit of time to fucking get shit as good as you possibly can. But within a small time frame, you can't there's no possibility of doing it.
Oh, of course not.
And this person is well capable of doing it if he's able to put the time in. But I think we just advised him to just fuck it off. But I don't know what he did. I don't know whether he did or not.
Yeah, it's annoying when that sort of stuff happens because you feel like you're kind of like, what would you say? You're slacking your own self, but you're not. There's only so much you're actually capable of doing.
Well, that's it, innit?
I mean, I think you always walk out of a job thinking I could have done something better. No matter how good your job is, no matter how pristine it looks, I always walk out the door thinking, "Oh, I wish I'd done more with that window," or "I wish I'd."
Well, it's like you walk out the house or the building or whatever, you go, "Fucking hell, I've smashed that." As soon as you sit in the van, you go, "Do you know what? Actually, I could have done."
The customer might be absolutely delighted with, but you've there's always something that you could do.
Yeah, you might have just subconsciously remembered.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah. Anyway, Sean, Nolan, what is next for Nolan's decorating?
What is
and
next?
Have you got any big plans or goals for the next year?
Well, I'm going to show you. Hang on a second. Where is it? Actually, an event I have coming up. I'll show you the poster for it. But
is this an exclusive?
No. I have a lot over social media at the moment, and we're really trying to push it. But I want to just
now you've let us
use
down.
your guys' platform as well,
Yeah.
But I have goals. So because I have some calls today, which were this week, which were great. So they're little goals I have. I do want to, like I said before, write a book for Sid's Adventures, which could be a thing,
that would be class. Or get Sid his own fucking Instagram.
So I was going to do that about last year. The missus said to me, "Oh, get it on Instagram." I was like, "I'm not fucking arsed doing Instagram."
or
just let your missus run it.
This is my this is my creative side. Reproduce Sid and put Sid out to other folk, because then you could send Sid out of the world. So Sid,
we have so Andy from AR Decor, I sent to him, and his young fella fell in love with him, so I let him keep Sid. Then I got another two Sids made. One Sid for the videos. This is the original Sid here. So I have different Sids that I will send it to different decorators to do videos, and then they'll send it back to me. Like,
Well, I'm going to put this out there in the ethos right now, and I will stick to this. I promise you, whether it's wearing a Celtic top or no, that if you get a SID sent out to me, I will sit a SID on that shelf right there with a Celtic
Yeah,
top
okay.
on and no. So there you go. It's out.
It's out there.
It's in your the ball's in your court.
Yeah, definitely. Because my friend, like Lydia, she makes all the sets, like, and but it was funny because people were on to her, different decorators. We want their own set, but she's like, "But this is your logo." So she kind of just does it just for me, like,
Yeah.
do you know that
Oh
way?
no, I think if it's your niche, don't let anybody else get a SID. Keep the
I
SID
know,
just
No,
yeah.
like, yeah, no. Some people have like Kirsty from KMV Finishes, we're really good friends.
Yep.
She's a little Stevie Nicks one. So it's not the same thing because she's not doing videos. But I kind of
No.
feel like if someone started doing videos with a Sid, they'll know they copied Sean. Do you know like
Aye.
that sort of way? Like, but I definitely want to do. I definitely want the idea of doing ventures with Sid, maybe like helping the Virgin Kids and stuff like that, like the whole kind of scene. So that's that kind of plan. The nice Nolan
Great
Decorating.
idea.
No, I've yeah, like I've had people knocking on my door, if you will, this week, and I think things in Ireland are really going to pick up a lot with lots of brands.
Yep.
So that's going to be quite interesting, definitely. But what we do have on is the 2nd of May. Oop, I can show you that. Blah, blah, blah. We have the hike for Autism Ireland.
Right.
Sweet.
So yeah, so it's for an autistic charity called As I Am. We're doing Crow Patrick. So there's a group of decorators. So we have the Irish Paint Fan, and out of that, it's about 10 decorators that are taking this on. So it's about 3.5 hour hike. I'm
Right.
doing it barefoot. So I
Right.
am.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've
And
already.
is it one of the taller mountains in Ireland? Obviously, in the
I
hair.
think it's
Yeah.
not so much the taller one. It's just very symbolic. So it's where St Patrick apparently, where he went. I think it's like the third or fourth highest mountain, or I think it's the third highest
Right.
mountain. But it's literally just all stones. Like parts of it are like practically like 90 degrees. Um, yeah, so that's what we're all doing the 2nd of May. We have guys from Q1 coming over as well to take part too.
And
So it's going to be good.
is there some kind of links like a GoFundMe, or is there something that like
So
a
yeah, so the GoFundMe is it's on my bio on my Instagram.
yeah?
But a lot of decorators that take part will have it on their bio as well.
So
Yeah.
But you'll see that.
what we'll do is when we're making the episode description up, I'll go in here, look and show the link, and we'll try and add the link onto the bottom
Yeah,
of the post
perfect.
as well.
Appreciate
Thank you. Again, so
Yeah,
that
definitely.
Yeah.
people can
So
help you.
yeah, if you're watching this, go and show Sean some support.
Yeah, I really appreciate it because we are
Every
like
penny
it's good.
counts.
Like,
And
no, 100%.
just before we let you go back to your Guinness, because we're aware you're a busy man and it's a relaxing night, I just wanted to ask you about how did the Paint Warrior collab come across? Like, how did it come about?
It's kind of a funny story. So obviously I done the Talking Tradesman podcasts,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
and then Kev done it. So like mine was the second most listened to episode. Like was
Right.
was meant, and then I think then when I was in Coventry after that, I kind of met Kev. Didn't really use his product as such because it wasn't in Ireland. Talked
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. So I think then I came into his sort of like his limelight. He started following me back on
Yep.
Instagram and stuff like that. And then what happened then was he came over to Ireland last March. And he rang me up and was like, "Hey, you come over to Ireland, looking at a few shops. Would you be free for like, a drink and a meal?" I was like, "That's a bit fucking strange." Like, you know what I mean? Like, just go for a pint. Like, so sure enough, he came over and we're all sitting there, and he goes to me, he goes, "Oh, would you be interested in coming on board? Wanted to get into the Irish market?" And like, I don't know if it's because the way my brain is, but I was like, "Oh yeah, that's great." Didn't think he asked me to be an ambassador. So we're there drinking away, and then Kevin upstairs, and then Matt Coleman from Arrowworthy. Matt was like, "Oh, we wanted you to be an Arrowworthy ambassador, but Kev asked you to be a Paint Warrior ambassador." It's like, "No, he didn't." He said, "Yeah, he did. That's why we brought you over for dinner." I was like, "Oh, fucking hell!" This is the hotel. And Kev comes down.
Completely.
Yeah, completely over my head. Kev comes down, and we're going ahead to Temple Bar for the night. And I goes, "Kev, you asked me to Paint Warrior ambassador." He goes, "Yeah, man, this week came over. Why do you brought you for dinner?" I was like, "Oh, you fucking legend," again, big hug and all. And it just happened that way. but we've become really good friends. Like I'm glad to say, he's such a fucking nice guy.
Aye,
Such
aye,
a
Yeah,
nice
no,
guy.
he's a really nice guy,
I
Kev.
think the best thing for us as decorators is that because he's a decorator himself, he knows what we want in a product.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
So when he's designing the product, it's not just some guy sitting in an office that's designing a product saying, "Oh,
that's
something
never
like this
touched
and
a
that."
brush.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's designing products that he would use, so it benefits us as well. Like,
Yeah.
so,
I
and just while you're on about Ross, the talking tradesman, obviously me and Baz are also big fans, and next
Do you
week
know
we
what?
hear an
Before
episode.
you say whatever you're saying, I know what you're gonna say. Russ actually helped me set up this podcast. That's how much of that's how much of a nice guy he is.
A good guy. Yes. Next week we
Honestly,
hear.
he's such a genuine guy, and I'll always support him.
Yep.
Whether he supports us or not, I'll always support him.
And next
such a
next
nice
week
guy.
we hear me and Baz like as a standard episode. Like we hear me and Baz on together. Like we do a week guest week and then a me and Baz week.
Yeah.
A kind of more chilled week. Like we don't need to stress. And the following week, do you want to help me announce, Baz?
So the following week is going to be. Hang on, drum roll please. Go on, Sean.
We're going to have Russ, the talking tradesman, on our podcast.
there you go, man.
So
Yeah, no,
we're
he's a really good guy.
Yeah,
we're turning Russ from the
podcast versus
interview
podcast.
into the interviewee. So big
But
big
again,
podcast guest.
as you're on about, Russ is a not Russ. Kev is a decorator. He knows what brush is. Russ is a decorator, so he knows what to talk about on his
And a
podcast.
tradesman day, by the way.
And it's and it's the same with us. We're decorators. We have got a good idea of what to talk about. We're interviewing decorators now. Russ obviously interviews different trades as well, whereas we're decorator based.
And I think the content's so different. I think that we try and cover the more jokey, light-hearted jovials. And I'm not saying Ross Disney cover on that. But
like I find like my first episode with Russ, and it's still up in the top 5, which is mental.
Yeah,
was very much like it was very raw, very kind of sad, if you will,
emotional
family stuff.
Yeah,
emotional. Then my second episode, that was fucking just having the crack and having the laughs, like, do you know what I mean?
But again,
put you at ease a wee bit.
And that's what we
100%.
want, because Russ covers all that. So we wanted it to be just. That's why it's the Decorators Den. It's just like a group of decorators getting together, having a chat, having a laugh.
Talking about your mate.
Do you know what I mean? As we would in person.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, yeah.
As much as you're maybe, I mean, you're not the first decorator to come on, and before we start recording, they say, "Oh, I'm nervous," and stuff like that. And I think like the way we've kind of designed it, where we had the wee chat and we do the quick fire questions. I think by the time the end of the quick fire questions are finished,
you're already relaxed and
the nerves are gone.
Yeah.
And that's we kind of want it to be like a chat between mates rather than such a strict interview or whatever. Ken.
We hope it works. Obviously, we're just going off what people have said. People say it's nice and chilled and relaxed, but
no,
we
100%.
hope that's genuine, and you genuinely do just feel like you're talking to a group of mates, because that's all.
No, definitely. You know, well, I think Burrow's trying to get the fucking half out working for the first 20 minutes. But have me relaxed.
A few Guinnesses in. Don't worry, we heard the can opening too. No, I'll just finish off by saying it's been an absolute pleasure to hear on, mate, and you're absolutely smashing it, and I love to see it, and I can't wait to see what's coming up in 2026 for you. I'll be following very closely, and good luck to your hill walk, Baz.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, and actually, we did a little collab video, didn't we, before Christmas?
Oh yeah, we did. What was my line again? Me dad's and me ma.
Feliz Navidad. What was you singing?
Me dad's and me ma.
Me dad's and me ma. But again, that's why, like, stuff like that, that's why I know, like, you'd be a great guest, because you're just up for a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no,
And
but that's why
nice
like
it's nice to have
a fucking
that.
screwy bleeding jersey off the wall to bring it over.
That'll hate to be the screenshot for the episode, by the way,
Right,
because
you ready?
if people see
Yeah,
the
we will.
Rangers,
Hold it up, Sean.
I
There
am
we
be
go.
on this way. Where the fuck's the lens?
there you go. That'll hate to be the screenshot for the episode, Baz.
There we go.
That'll 100% get the views up.
But no, we'll definitely speak to you again soon. If you end up going to
Oh, no,
the
100%,
Scottish
boys.
Decorating Show, we'll probably see you there. If not, we'll see you at another one. And
Oh,
we'll
no,
you're definitely more
100%.
welcome to come on again at some point. We would love to.
No, the only deal is I'll even do a fucking maybe next year. I'll come back on and show you what I've done in a year.
Yeah.
100%.
It really
We'll
would.
hug you to
It'd be
that.
really good.
And I look forward to getting my Celtic Sid on the shelf.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get on that now.
When we see him, Sean, we'll just hound him until he gives us
Yeah.
a Sid. Right, we're going to end the
Right, boys,
episode
appreciate
there. I've been Baz, that's been Sean. The other one's been Sean as well. Good night, good day, God bless.
On the Rangers.
Yeah, go on the house.